Good morning and welcome to the Aired Out Podcast. I'm JD Green. It is so nice to have you with us. Shout out this morning to Washington County Mental Health, Giroux General Transport. I was riding with them last night. I had so much fun with Bill and some of those students. Montpelier Mazda, Fecto Homes, State Farm, G&K Auto Detailing. Got to get my Toyota over there. We're looking at some pretty nice sunshine, but some clouds and some rain showers coming in for later today. Birthdays: Brenda Thompson, Crystal Berry, Cindy Locke, Tom Campbell, Chad Benor, Laura Grantfield, and Nikki Lynn. Happy birthday to each of you. And welcome to the Aired Out Podcast from Fly on the Wall Productions, live on Facebook and YouTube and streamed everywhere you get your podcasts, on the web at airedoutVT.com. I'm JD. Nice to have you with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. This morning, the daughter of 8-time American Canadian Tour champion Brian Hoar is with us. Thunder Road late model driver and second generation driver Taylor Hoar. Good morning. I am so thrilled that you are here. This is so cool.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Wow. You just drove how far to get here now?
An hour.
About an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are thrilled that you're with me here this morning. You started racing just a couple of years ago. You're how old are you? 22?
Yep.
And you started racing at Thunder Road in 2021?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of young women your age who are not doing this. This is primarily a male-dominated sport. I think you got the memo on that, though. You know this.
Yes, that's for sure.
Wow. Look at what you've done already. The recipient of the Ed Carroll Memorial Sportsmanship Award and the first Vermont resident to be selected as a finalist in the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. What is that all about? I read up on this a little bit last night. This is really this is serious. This is a prestigious accomplishment.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. Drivers from all over the country and even Canada have applied to it. And to know that I made it with all the drivers with really great stats and everything was very cool, just because my stats aren't where I'd like them to be, but to know that, maybe my social media and my work in the community kind of got me there. So very cool and very prestigious and such an honor, really. And
you're going to try to get the Kulwicki Cup.
Yes. Yep.
That's the main thing. So what is what is it? What is it? You're going to be put to the test. Where?
So it's kind of a weird point system that we haven't really learned about because they changed it for this year. But you're trying to raise money for the people in your community or local charities. But it's also about your on-track performance. But it's not necessarily about winning. They just want to help us. So they want to help us learn how to be the best drivers. And, I know we're going to be talking about nutrition and how exercise helps and, PR and social media. So they're going to kind of help us in a whole all around way as us drivers. So I'm really excited to see how that can help me grow and learn.
I'm just looking here, and again, I was reading this last night. Created in 2014 by Alan Kulwicki's family to perpetuate the NASCAR Hall of Fame member and 1992 NASCAR Cup champion's legacy. The program has had 46 drivers from 17 states and, like you just said, 2 Canadian provinces compete in the North American initiative. It has awarded just under $1 million so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Yeah.
In 9 classes have competed in 1,438 races, produced 230 victories, 719 top 5, just over 1,000 top 10 finishes. Ty Majeski, 2024 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion. He was the inaugural winner of this.
Yes, yep. There's been some really great drivers that have come from this program or been in the program, so it's really cool to see my name kind of alongside those drivers.
How did you get that? What did you have to do?
So there's a pretty good application that you have to fill out, and I had done it last year, and they choose semifinalists. So I believe last year it was 17 semifinalists, and then they had 7 finalists last year, but this year they did 13 semifinalists and 5 finalists. So it's an application process, and then if you make it to the semifinalist, you have to do a few interviews with their board, and it's quite a stressful process.
I bet.
But yeah, it was very exciting and rewarding to get the call that I made it in.
So throughout the season, 5 finalists going to compete each other for the $30K in monies,
Yeah.
goods,
Yeah.
and more.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you nervous about that?
I mean, yes and no. I think that where I'm at now, no matter where I finish in the program, it's just going to be such an experience and such a great experience to be a part of, and going to take what I can learn from it. There's more than just your driving stats that go into the point system, which we're actually going to learn more about tonight. So I'm excited to see where we can lay up, but I think no matter what, just going to take what I can from it, and super thankful that I got to be a part of the finalists.
Yeah, and there's you've got to compete in a minimum of like 14, I think 13 or 14 races, right?
Yeah, so that was pretty easy for us to check off because I believe Thunder Road's points counting races are 17 or 18 races. So we've got that covered at just Thunder Road alone.
Damn. Late model debut in 2024.
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah.
And I see that you're smiling because you kicked ass.
Mm-hmm.
You did very well. 22 races, 5 top 5. 10 top 10.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
for a 22-year-old.
I mean, we had plenty of downs and plenty of ups. I don't honestly know if those stats are 100% right, and I could be so wrong, because I feel like I had a lot of downs, but I think that just comes with your rookie season.
Yeah.
But we obviously had plenty of highs, and like little wins were big wins for us. So that was very exciting to, try and take the most out of little things. But
sure.
I would have liked to have done better, but I'm probably my worst critic. So
yeah.
I also have to remember I'm learning and was a rookie and made a big jump, and it wasn't going to be easy, and that is very correct. It was not easy.
Well, here's a high. Last year, you were the first female to record a podium finish at Thunder Road in more than a decade.
Yeah.
I would say that's... Where's my bell? That's pretty damn good.
Yes, that was very exciting for our team and for myself, for sure.
The Milk Bowl, you qualified without the use of a provisional. 12th of the Milk Bowl out of 48.
Yeah.
What are you saying about that now?
That was really cool. We had a lot of mechanical issues going on with the car, so we weren't really sure where we were going to line up to. So to come out and do really well,
in your first attempt.
Yeah, and I've never time trialed before, and I actually pulled the second pill, or chip. So I was the second person out on the track after Stephen Donahue. So it was very stressful. Didn't really get time to think about it, but I think that was good for me mentally to just kind of have to go out there and do the best I can. But it was fun. I ended up time trialing faster than my brother, but slower than my dad. So
yeah, right.
It would have been fun to time trial faster than both of them, but It was still a fun experience, and we made the best of it.
I'm guessing that Dad, Brian Hoar, was foaming at the mouth on the other side of the fence, I'm guessing.
Yes, I was excited to meet him when he came into the infield, so it was fun. I was hoping that I could get him. I think he was just a teeny bit faster than me, but it was fun because, he's time trialed many times, so, he's got that above me. But.
What is your dad saying about the fact that you're the first female in over a decade to qualify for the Milk Bowl and grab a podium at T-Road?
Yeah.
He's got to be on top of the moon, man.
I mean, I think so, and he's very proud of me, which is nice, and I feel like when I can make him proud, which he's often very proud of me, it means a lot just because he obviously accomplished so much in racing. I try to not, make such a huge deal of like the third place and the qualifying, just because, obviously so many guys have done that, but
sure.
He wants to make sure I know that it was cool, and so he doesn't let me downplay it, which is a very supportive dad role.
That is so amazing. Tell me, you were just on the air with Dave Moody, right?
Yeah.
Just just recently?
Yes, for the Cohickey Driver Development Program.
Yes. And I've got a quote here from Dave. Dave wasn't able to join us this morning. However, the first woman to earn the title of King of the Road, Tracy Belrose. Tell me about Tracy. You look up to her. By the way, that was 25 years ago.
Yes, I look up to Tracy, and I feel like she was such a trailblazer, especially at the time, because, we don't see too many females in the sport now, but 25 years ago, you definitely didn't see any females or women in the sport. So it was really cool that she was able to be so successful and capture the Queen of the Road honors. So it's really cool, and she's been in my corner, so it's been very nice to have her there, and she'll always say, reach out if you ever need advice. And one of the first things she said is she's like, don't let those guys push you around. So I take that to heart, and, know that she was able to do well with that advice. And so I definitely love having her in my corner and wish I could have been there to see her race.
Tracy, do you have any advice for Taylor?
Oh, but I look at her right now. She's got to relax a little bit. She looks a little too uptight.
You tricked me.
First of all, congratulations, Tyler, on the Quickie Development Program. That is awesome. Top 5. That's something I wish was around when I was racing.
Yes,
that's phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
you Tracy, you remain the only female track champion?
Yep. For now.
For now. Do you think that Taylor's in contention of maybe getting this?
The biggest thing that I see with Taylor versus my career is Taylor, her rookie year, she's got a phenomenal team built around her. She's got phenomenal family, sponsors. When I was a rookie, starting off in the late models, I was my own team, my family, my father. We didn't really have the chassis people that she's got right now. I see Taylor matching me or doing a lot better than me.
Wow. Any other advice for Taylor?
She knows what I told her before. This Allen Quickie Development Program is awesome, but she's got to put that on the back burner. She's got to worry about Thunder Road itself, her development. This is her second year. She knows what she's done wrong. She knows what she's done right. She's got to capitalize on the good points, and everything that went wrong last year, she just got to slip that under the rug. Just start the year all over. I see big things from her this year. I mean, I've watched a lot on Facebook. I've watched a lot on the podcasts. I just see Taylor having a breakout year this year, and I'm gonna try to make some races this year to watch her live. But I really, really feel if there's any female out there, of course it's gonna be Brian Hoar's daughter. Taylor's gonna go far.
Thank you,
Tracy. I remember like it was yesterday when I was working at WDEV and I was running the controls for Dave Moody on that Thursday night race for the famous Tracy Belrose shot out of the cannon, and
you had to bring it up.
and you ended up in the parking lot. What the hell happened? What was that? I just remember sitting there in the studio listening to Dave Moody calling that race, and I was stunned.
Well, believe it or not, in 2003, 2003 actually, I'm really aging myself. We were actually having a better year than what we had in 2000. We had a chance for another championship, and that was a points heat race. I was going up against, it was Phil Scott and Jamie Fisher, and Jamie Fisher was behind me, and I was not going to let him go by me. The car in front of me, I was patiently waiting for them to get by him, and when I went to go around him on the outside, Joey Becker ended up breaking something in his right front tire. It was a link or something, and his tires just shot right. And it acted like a ramp, and when I hit him, it just... That's all I remember is shutting my eyes and hoping for the best.
It was a miracle that you got out of that car and that you were okay. I mean, everyone
I
remembers
actually,
that.
I remember being in what I didn't know was the parking lot upside down, and I was just holding myself up because I knew better to undo my buckles because I was going to land on my head. And I could just see feet running around my car, and just nobody was helping me. I didn't realize that was fans that had come out of the grandstands, and I could hear nobody dared to look under because I thought I was dead.
Yeah.
And finally, the EMTs got there and they crawled under, and the first thing out of my mouth is about friggin' time. My blood is rushing to my head.
Yeah.
So they unbuckled me, and when I got out, I looked around. And I looked at the lady that was on the EMT, and I said, "Where in the hell am I?" She says, "You're in the parking lot."
Unreal.
And the next thing I said is, "Oh my God, somebody find my mother."
Yeah. And let her know that I'm all right.
Exactly.
You are still a fan favorite, and we're looking forward to you skipping over the other side of the Connecticut River and coming to some of these races and ACT races that Taylor's going to be sharing the track with. I mean, this is really something this season. It's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, I definitely plan on going to opening day, the Sunday. I plan on going to that for sure, and then go from there. But I'm definitely going to go support her and hopefully watch her get some good finishes this summer.
Tracy, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes, thank you for all those kind
You're
words.
welcome. Good luck, kiddo.
Thank you.
Jeez, that's something. What a great lady.
Yes, absolutely.
An icon.
Absolutely.
And she's I mean, there was something in that woman's eye that you could see it. And I've seen some video of you driving. You've got that crazy look in your eye too. Where it's like you're kind of relaxed. You're kind of fun. You have a great personality.
Thank you.
But when you get buckled in, you know what's coming, and you know who you're going to be sharing that track with, which is a lot of men who really don't really give a shit that there's another woman out there on the track. They want to win.
Yeah.
They're not going to race you any differently.
No, and I wouldn't want them to. I like what you said. I try to be a very bubbly person outside of the race car. And you'll probably hear me say I'm stressed 20 times a race day, but I absolutely love my team, and they keep the spirits high. But the second I get in that race car, my team kind of knows. It's like the second that helmet goes on, it's like maybe one or two people can talk to me. Otherwise, it's just a quick little good luck. And I'm very in the zone and focused and trying to visualize what I need to be doing, or, breathe through the anxiety or the nerves or whatever it is. Cause I think all of us racers get butterflies still before we go out. So, but yeah, I mean, I hope that the guys wouldn't treat me any differently. I kind of like to think that my car doesn't know whether I'm female or male. And especially when you put that helmet on, no one should be able to tell. So, I wouldn't want them to race me any differently. And I don't think anyone really has. So I'm very thankful for that.
I was chatting with Dave Moody early this morning, and like we said, you were just on the air with him a short time ago. He's not able to join us on the air by phone, but he did send me something that I'm going to read here. It says, Taylor has always been willing to jump into the deep end of the pool competitively, taking on the best drivers and teams in the business. She's a quick learner. She's going to go a long way in the sport. She's a racer from a racing family, and her resume has a lot of chapters to be written yet. That's pretty cool.
Yes, very cool. Definitely, he's seen some of the best, and obviously, he's in the NASCAR industry and really head to, whatever you say, deep into the motorsports world. So means a lot coming from him because, he's seen everything at Thunder Road and been a big supporter of mine. So definitely means a lot coming from him.
We have a few veteran Warrior drivers that are graduating this year into
the street stocks.
into the street stocks, and they're they're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I would be too.
There's some pretty cool changes that are coming. Tyler
Yeah.
Wheatley,
Yep.
Jason Kirby, I think, is also one of them.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, I got to experience the warrior community firsthand with my brother Justin, and so, you know, even before I started racing, that community back there is just so awesome, and there's such a tight-knit group and willing to help each other out. But then, you know, the street stocks are the same way, and I absolutely loved my time in the street stocks. You know, I kind of like to say it was a little family on, you know, behind the Eddie Carroll Memorial Highway, and so, you know, I'd be excited for them and excited to see how well they do, because it's such a fun little group over there in the street stocks, and I definitely miss the community that they have, because you don't really find that in the late models as much.
Yeah. Your brother, he's also a late model driver.
Yes.
How's he compare to you?
He's, you know, he's got,
Be honest.
he's got experience on me. And, you know, he raced Tigers. So I think, you know, he's just got a little bit of experience, but he really did start racing when I did too. So we're still both learning a lot, and I think he has a lot to show for Thunder Road this year. So I think it's going to be a pretty good battle between him and I a few times this year.
You haven't traded paint with him yet.
Not yet, and he's my car chief, so, you know, I think he doesn't want to do anything bad to me.
That he's got to fix.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's, you know, we all kind of put in on the car and put our time in together, but certainly not what we want to do to each other and put more work for each other. So.
Right. Last summer, you guys did something together, you and your brother Justin, for Camp Tecumseh.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we got invited to bring our race cars to Camp Tecumseh for their Rev Their Engines week. And it was really fun because there was a few drag racers, dirt cars, and I think just show cars, and then our two late models. So it was really cool to meet the kids there, and actually was kind of full circle because I believe for my 6th or 7th birthday, I didn't ask for presents. I asked for people to bring a donation so I could bring teddy bears to Camp Tecumseh and leave them on all their beds. So it's really cool to get to go back there, being, 21 at the time, or maybe 22, depending on what month of the summer. But was very cool and very inspiring, just because, you know, some of these kids, you wouldn't ever know what they've gone through. And just to see, you know, they don't want to be treated differently, and, you know, how much they're persevering in their everyday life is really inspiring.
Yeah. You drove away from that experience with something that's going to stick to your bones for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. I went there hoping to kind of be able to bring some joy and inspiration to them, but, you know, they inspired me more than anything, just, you know, knowing what they go through on the day to day, and or what they've gone through, and knowing how hard that was mentally, I'm sure, and just how much you have to persevere in life and push through no matter what.
How many cars do you have? And I want to know if your dad, Brian, if he's turning some wrenches for you.
Yes. So we have 3 late models in our shop right now. One is his, one is my primary Thunder Road car, and we're fortunate enough to have kind of a backup car, or a car that my brother can play in. Or if I want to go to another track other than Thunder Road, I'll drive that car. So very fortunate in that aspect to have that amount of cars. But yeah, no, my dad, he's turning wrenches. I think that this whole jump from being a driver his whole life, and, you know, he did work on his cars when he was, you know, big time racing, but I think not in the extent that he is now. So, and I could be wrong, so sorry, Dad. But it is fun to see him working and learning on the cars, because I think we're all trying to just be able to learn. So, you know, if we need to be able to do it all ourselves one day, we can. And it's also just exciting to be able to learn everything about our cars and see how everything works. And
Sure.
So, yeah.
I heard you say other tracks. There are going to be other tracks other than Thunder Road for you this summer. You're going to head to Seekonk. You're going to head to Oxford, White Mountain.
Yep. So we're definitely going to be at the 2 Oxford races with the American Canadian Tour. And then we're going to do 2 of the 3 Walls Platinum 4 Series races. I think I said that
Star
wrong, but
Speedway
that's okay.
too, right?
I think we are realizing that my dad is out of town for that.
Okay.
And I think he's traveling with my crew chief. So I fear I'm out of luck with that. But we're going to try and hit other races when we can, just to expand my development as a driver. But obviously the main focus is Thunder Road, and White Mountain is a really fun track. So we're excited to go there and, you know, just build the books with our race cars, and obviously just keep getting seat time for myself to learn.
Wow. let's go back to little Taylor Hoar. How old were you? What you remember being at Thunder Road with your dad?
I guess I don't know how young I was, but I definitely remember. I feel like I have two like core memories of when I was younger.
Do you remember being in your mom's womb at Thunder Road?
No, not that far back. But definitely like he was just such a dominant driver, especially when I was younger. I mean, he was pretty dominant no matter what. And so I remember just basically always watching him win. That's my memory of him. And I even remember sometimes he would win and no one likes a winner. So, you know, people would boo him. And
Sure.
I remember just being to my mom like, why are people booing Dad? And
Yeah, he won.
yeah, and you know, I think that's just a real thing, especially at Thunder Road. When you win so much, people don't really love it. And
Yeah.
so, but I just, you know, especially when I got into the sport in the street stocks, I remember just being like, you made it look way too easy, that this is
Right.
a large piece of humble pie. So it's a very hard sport and he made it look easy. So big kudos to his accomplishments in racing.
And as you got older, at some point, what happened? There was a switch that went off where you're like,
Yeah.
I might want to do this.
Yeah, so it wasn't even because of my dad necessarily, because we weren't really allowed to go to the racetrack once he had retired. Or wasn't not allowed, it was just kind of a no-no, because obviously it was a hard decision for him to retire. So it was, you know, kind of bittersweet for him to be going back to the racetrack when I think he would still have rather been behind the wheel. But in 2020, my brother Justin hopped behind the wheel of a Warrior car, and I had started going to the track with some friends and, you know, been like, oh, my brother's just racing. So, you know, that next week I ended up going to the pits and, you know, pretended to play crew chief, we'll call it. And kind of got the bug. I would, you know, drive his car to lineup and had so much fun that the rest of the summer I kind of spent begging for a race car and said, you know, I had just retired from gymnastics. So I, you know, needed something new in life and definitely found the passion and the bug for racing. That's for sure.
I wonder what's more expensive as a sport, gymnastics or stock car driving? It's close. It's close.
I don't know.
Just kidding. Yeah,
I
know.
think even at the highest level, I don't think it could ever compare to racing.
I know,
it's crazy.
man. It is. So so as a young girl, you got upset because your sister was allowed places that you weren't.
Yeah, I remember being mad at my dad when he retired in 2015 because I was 13 and Thunder Road and a lot of racetracks, the pit age for kids to come in was 14. And my sister is 22 months older than me, so she was able to start going in. So just like it was that sister jealousy of like, you know, pictures of her working on the car, pushing the car around. And I was like, I want to do that. And I just remember being so mad at my dad when he retired because I was like, I was going to be able to go into the pits finally. But
And a 13-year-old girl who's angry, that's not good. That's not good.
I mean, I will say, I look back on it now, and he retired to be with us girls. We were getting bigger in gymnastics, and my sister with horses. So he obviously was making the right decision for the family. And so I look back, and I'm like, I can't actually be mad at him because he was doing that for us, and that was a hard decision for him to do for us. So definitely still look back, and I'm like, darn it, I didn't get to go in the pits. But obviously, I'm very fortunate to where things have turned out now. So
Were you crewing for him?
no, not really.
I mean, kind of.
Maybe in the stands supporting.
Right here?
Yeah. Definitely was just too young. And Rick Pea had quite the operation going for him, especially with the 37 crew. And I definitely don't remember the 45 crew that well just because I was so young. But I definitely have fun when he races now, getting to, you know, help crew for him and be there to support him. And I even got a chance to spot for him. So it's really exciting to be able to do that now.
Stacy just sent a text here saying, I remember when I was hauling cars, I would find him in the shop working on the number 45 and Grandpa's number 46, both Mopars.
Yes. So actually a third generation race car driver with my grandfather, Doug. So very cool to
So did Dad crew for you?
Yes.
Still?
Oh, yeah. Yep. He crews from, I mean, he's always there.
He's
supporting
running
me.
around, though. He's running around the country.
Yes, he travels for work and pleasure a lot, but he's always there to support me. I think he's missed 2 races in my entire life, and I'm a wreck without him there. I'll say that, but
Really?
luckily in the late models, I now have my crew chief Rick Paya, who is kind of like another father figure to me at this point. So I now am able to be comfortable. Like Milk Bowl, my dad raced, so I didn't get to have him in my ear, but having Rick there, I was totally fine because Rick's like another dad to me. So very supportive and happy to have him there.
I have met over the last couple of years since I started this podcast 6 years ago, a few drivers who want absolutely nothing to do with even holding a wrench. They just want to drive. That's all they know. And others who, by default, have to kind of learn how to adjust the car. Where do you fall in all that?
I'm very fortunate that my brother does a lot, and he's been able to learn from Rick and Charlie and so many brilliant people in the races or in the world of racing. And I love to work on my car. It makes me feel cool, and I'd love to just be able to see how things work. And I was really involved with my street stock because it was really simple, and still learning the late model. But I definitely love working on it, and especially I have my own little tasks that I do, and everyone on our team kind of has their own little jobs, especially once we get to the weekly routine. But I really enjoy working on my own stuff. I think everyone probably, looking down south dreams of being able to just show up with your bag. But I think that's not how us Northerners work. We got to work on our stuff.
Yeah, of course. Well said. Are there other drivers in the late model division that you might quietly be thinking about as, I don't want to say a concern or a worry, but just other drivers that you might have in the back of your mind where when they're getting up close to you or you're getting up close to them, that there's maybe some rivalry?
No one I've experienced yet. And I think that I look at that question and I say, okay, Jason Corliss is coming. He's a great driver. He's probably going to pass me, at least where I was last year. And I think that in my mind, I looked at that and said, okay, let's learn from him, watch what he does, and really try and follow him. I don't really feel like rivalries, how do I say this nicely, are worth my time, because I don't think that, in the sport stuff happens. And especially last year, I made mistakes and I owned up to them. And, I think that just comes with racing. But I don't think that, you need to dwell on things for too long, because, we're all there to do one thing, and it's win. And I think if your head's in another space thinking about another competitor, then it's just going to take away from how well or how bad you're driving.
Yeah. Look at some of these young drivers. Walker Fitch, Caden Fisher.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's one of those things I look back and I wish that maybe I started earlier just to see where I could have gone or where I could be at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Obviously thankful for where I am from where I started, but Caden has a great resume, and is one of the kids with a great family behind him, and same with Walker. From what I know, he doesn't necessarily come from a long line of racers, but he's a really great kid in his family. I've enjoyed watching him at White Mountain, and especially Thunder Road. I think he's got some success coming his way for sure.
I can't wait he's been on the air a few times here, and I can't wait to have him back.
Yes.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have the 66th season that's kicking off Sunday, May 4th, the 27th Annual Community Bank NA 150. The full schedule, thunderroadvt.com. But that car show is going to be amazing. It's from 9 till noon with the open practice running until 5 p.m. You must be so anxious to get out on that track.
Yes.
It has been a long winter.
Yeah. So we're going to end up actually being at Oxford the week before. And I'm a little nervous thinking about that week because I have finals week that week before that opening weekend. But I'm always excited for the car show, get to show off our car, but also meet all the fans and, even just get a chance to catch back up with the other drivers. And it's just such a fun place to be a part of. And I'm excited to get back at Thunder Road specifically.
Yeah, I can't imagine what you are feeling being out on the track, and it's, I'm so curious to know what drives a driver. Like, how far do you want to take this? What do you want? What do you aspire to do? What are you dreaming of?
I think I would love to do what Tracy's done and win a championship at Thunder Road. But I think just kind of try and do what I can and see what is given and, or where life can take me. I'd love to run the tour one day and, maybe secure a championship like my dad did. But, the competitors at Thunder Road and the American Canadian Tour are so strong and there's so many equal drivers that it's not an easy task. So I give kudos to anyone that's won championships or even won races. I would definitely love to go win some races at Thunder Road and, just go do well and have fun. I mean, just being on the track is exciting for me. So
yeah, you're going to be all over the place this season. As we said, Oxford, Seekonk, Thunder Road, an ACT driver now.
Not necessarily. Just I think we're gonna do a few starts with the American Canadian Tour. But again, mostly a Thunder Road driver. That's because that's just where our main focus is gonna be.
Damn, I'm so impressed. You have a lot of fans.
Yes,
you have
I'm
a lot of
thankful
fans
for all of them.
And you've earned it. You really have. I'm glad that Becky has reminded me that the Vermont Motorsports Expo is this weekend.
Yeah.
Just in St. Louis. I mean, what a guy.
Yes, he does
for
it all.
That on.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to go there. We were there last year. Got to do a big reveal with my car and my new sponsorship with East Rise Credit Union, and got to talk with Tracy last year. So I'm excited for this year to show off the new car this year and just get a chance to reconnect with the fans and get back into the racing mode.
Yeah. So you're all ready?
For the most part.
What needs to be done?
I think we're just working on my dad's car right now. My car's pretty ready for Thunder Road and just got to finish some vinyl up for this weekend. And but otherwise, our focus is heading towards my dad's car and then I think the car for Oxford. So we still have some work to do, but very excited, that's for sure.
Year number 2 over at Champlain College?
Yes.
How's that going?
It's going good.
Yeah? What's the major?
Business.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty remarkable that you're able to do all of this. I understand you're 22, you're driven, you're motivated, you got all that, but that's still a lot. I mean,
it's definitely a lot, and I am not the biggest fan of school, but stay in school, kids. And but I think it pushes me to keep going with what I'm doing just because, I think I just look forward to race season. And I say, because I have finals week that week before opening weekend of Thunder Road. So I'm like, I just got to get through and then I'm in race mode. And, so I just try and get through, and I definitely like to focus on racing a little bit more, but have to remember that the real world is still very real and got to get through my schooling.
Are you working too?
Part-time. I coach gymnastics here and there. And I, over the summer, started working for my father at Goss Dodge, but only could really do that on my school breaks, but excited to get back into that for this summer.
What other kind of racing, if any, do you pay attention to? Anything with a carburetor? Yeah,
I mean, I definitely watch all the NASCAR races or pay attention to them. I've started getting into F1 and the Indy Next series too, since Haley Deegan has stepped into that just to kind of expand her roles. And I've been I've been interested in watching her in the Indy Next series because I haven't really ever been into that type of racing. So I have fun watching that, but very much race car oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever pay any attention to rally at all?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I've been in connection with Connor Martell from Vermont Sports Car, so it's been fun to follow him along, and he's been pretty supportive of my career. So it's been a kind of fun little circle, especially just from such a big team here in Vermont. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, man, that's so Connor's something.
Yes. Yep. Very good driver.
I love that sport so much.
Yeah.
Motorcycle?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
That's probably, seriously, very happy to hear that you say not really.
Yes. Well, my grandfather had always said, and I could be messing this up. He had always said if you showed up on a motorcycle to his house, that you'd be written out of the will. So it was just like I've just not shown interest, but also just like, I mean, he's got a good reason because they can be very dangerous.
Sure.
I'll stick to my roll cage racing.
Yeah. Wow. Let's throw some love at some of your sponsors here. Obviously, first on the list here is Kowicki Driver Development Program.
Yep.
Cotton Candy Connection.
Yeah.
Browns River Maple.
Yeah.
Regal Gymnastics. Where's that out of?
Essex Junction, Vermont.
Okay. What is it? 1220 Auto?
Yep.
Okay. And graphics.
Yep.
Do they do your car?
Yes. Yep. Brandon Tinker is awesome.
LaPlante's Plumbing and Heating.
Yep.
Goss Dodge.
Yep.
East Rise Credit Union.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. East Rise hopped on last year as my primary sponsor and has been very amazing to me and signed on for this year as well. And
yeah.
Definitely one of the best sponsors you could ask for. They're very supportive of me and, had me be in all their new commercials and ads. So
I saw those.
Makes me feel pretty famous when I see myself on TV. But
yeah.
Just very thankful for them and the opportunity they've given me.
I love this time of year. I love approaching April when I'm able to chat with a few drivers before the real chaos kicks in. And I always get this time of year people that have survived the winter and love Thunder Road, and they're like, you got to get this driver on. You got to get that driver on. But I had a lot of people saying, you got to get Taylor Hoar on. It was a couple of years ago that you were here.
Yeah.
Tell us about your boyfriend, because I think he was with you last time you were on the air with me.
I was here with Shay Wheeler, actually. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then Tanner came at a different time. He was here with, I believe, his sister and dad. But,
okay.
Yes, it's quite the dynamic to race against him.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. I mean, we don't race, we've only raced against each other a few times because he's done different things than I have. So it works out in that way. But
was there a fight afterwards?
Nope. No. I mean, we've started near each other and I've made some rookie mistakes, but nothing intentional. So.
And Becky's saying that you're also involved with Race to Read, which I forgot about,
yes,
and I'm so glad that
yes,
that
great
you
reminder.
And Hillary is Hillary Scott's incredible.
Absolutely, it's such a great program, and it's just so fun to be a part of and get to meet the kids each week, and especially when we get to go to the schools, it's really fun to kind of bring a little bit of fun to reading because I think a lot of kids don't enjoy reading, but also just bringing race cars into it I feel like is a great way to trick them into it. So but it's really fun and inspiring to get to meet the kids and just see how excited they are because they look at us like we're NASCAR drivers, so it's really cool to know that they look up to us like that.
Who is your NASCAR driver? Who's your favorite?
I feel like I would be silly to not choose Kyle Larson. I think he's just not just in NASCAR, but he's just such a great driver in anything that he hops in, and I think that versatility within himself is pretty impressive.
What's that one race in 2025 that you just got to win? And Stephen Donahue's going to be coming in here, by the way, on the 9th. And I'm going to ask him the same question.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Milk Bowl for him.
Right.
But what is it for you?
Anything. Any race. I mean, obviously, I think anyone would look at any of the ACT races and say that'd be cool to win, but I would be more than happy to win a Thunder Road points race or weekly race. So anything I can get, any good finishes I can grab them, I'm going to be happy with it.
It is really, and I mean this sincerely, a real honor for me to sit down with you this morning and chat with you. I mean, I say this, and I know it's going to be very difficult, but I still would love to say this right now. I would love to have you back mid-season.
Yes.
If you're able to.
Of course.
I know you're going to be crazy busy, but, man, it would be great to chat with you mid-season.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
If you can come back, that would be so cool.
Definitely will find time for that.
All right. I'm going to hold you up to that.
Okay.
You said it.
All right.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yes, thank you.
And, you know, I know it's kind of cliche to say good luck, but, man, I just wish the best for you this coming season.
I appreciate that.
And thanks to Dave Moody for sending us a quote this morning, and Tracy Belrose.
Yes, that was awesome.
Hopping on with you. A little surprise.
Yes.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yes, thank you.
All right.